Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Your Love Story for the month of March 2019, and this is for you, especially coming from Gemini. Okay, from Gemini. The first card that I pull will be to do with your first 15 days of March, and I'm going to talk to you about your romance areas. And this is a card of secrecy. And so it warns you that anything of a secret nature may be dangerous to go into where the romance area is concerned. So if you do find a new romance in the first 15 days, look behind the scenes, because there is some complication of a secretive kind that could be a problem with this person. Don't dive into it too quickly. And if you have an ongoing romance, tell yourself that you have to double check to see the behavior patterns of this ongoing romance person, because the card, again, I would translate it as saying something of a secret nature, and it could be a financially one as well, secretively, which is troubling your ongoing romance partner, and which obviously will trouble you as well. So it's a card where romance has to be carefully looked at, whether it's a new one or an ongoing one, because of the secretiveness. And now this card I'm going to pull for your marriage areas. This is a much better card. The only thing you don't have to do from this card is a card of eternal happiness. Don't spoil it by bringing about past issues. There are signs on these planets. Kabbalistic cards show signs of planets and also zodiac signs. The signs on this planet says don't bring up past issues of disturbance, whether in romance or in marriage areas. And this card I pulled is especially about marriage, so don't bring up anything of the past that will trouble you or your marriage partner, and things apart from that will look very nicely well placed for you. There's also a sign of money here, the sign of Mercury, and so I will say that something about money is also going to make your marriage pattern very happy. Let me now talk to you about your last 15 days of March. And I'll start this with the area of your romance, you coming from Gemini. Well, this is not a good card. It says that both of you in your romance are going to be looking at different directions, which means the lack of communication, the lack of togetherness, whether mental or whether emotional or even physical. And so there's a problem. So if you find a new romance in the last 15 days, I would say take your time, don't dive into it, because you are very different from this new person that you meet, and you'll have to slowly work yourself to see whether you have a place with this new romance. And if you have an ongoing romance, then this card says that differences are widening your togetherness. So more and more in the last 15 days, you're going to have differences with each other. So you have to be careful. This card shows the signs of ego as well. For the new romance and the ongoing romance, it's you listening to me. So tell yourself, you're not going to allow your ego to make things difficult for everybody in the last 15 days. And this card I'm going to pull about your marriage. And look, it's not a nice card. It's the card of loneliness with this black moon. It says that in your marriage area, you coming from Gemini, you can have severe difficulties. Looking at this card, there are 4 signs which I'm worried about. One is the sign of retaliation. One is the sign of money. And the other 2 signs about emotions. So in these areas, which covers about just anything in your life, be careful in the last 15 days. I would like you to take the soft approach as much as possible. And that way you will get your marriage situation to be more on a positive and not in a way to bring retaliations. Very important. Otherwise you'll find that the last 15 days of March are going to be very troublesome with many disagreements. Now for you coming from Gemini, I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. There will be some people of these lucky ages who are going to have every opportunity in romance and make their marriage wonderful. Oh, it's a card of eternity. So the numbers I will choose, the lucky dates would be, the lucky ages would be If you happen to be the ages of 17 or 26 or 35 or 44 or 53 or 62 or 71 or even 80, I would say that you're going to either be very lucky in romance or in the marriage area. So you will have every chance to have a wonderful month of March, and by all means chase for the person who has been elusive that you want a romance with. And if you're of these ages, you will definitely connect beautiful. And if you are not of these ages, you need to have a 90-minute session with me, which will cost you USD 50. And we will spend 90 minutes tackling your next 7, 8 or 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. So if I have not given you my email address, it's andyhoro9, ANDIHORO9, the number 9, @gmail.com. Send me an email and we will get a date to speak for 90 minutes on video or on audio. And now I want to talk to you about your lucky colors for you coming from Gemini. What do the cards say? Well, light blue, dark blue. I'm going to go for dark blue. And so I will say, if you wear plenty of dark blue, you are going to be one very lucky person in the month of March. Whether in romance, whether in marriage, you will have that aura about you that everybody wants to know you. And after this, I will talk to you about your lucky directions. Round the compass, the world, around the world, 9 planets have been placed. So when you look north, east, south, west, it's a question of this month, will you be lucky or not? And this is the card of the rising sun. So I'll say face east as much as you can during the month of March to get your inspiration level for romance and to help your marriage. And that way you will be definitely very lucky. Now we will move on to a zodiac sign that could cause you problems. Somebody from somewhere, either in romance or marriage, brings a lot of complications and troubles. And this person would come from the period of Cancer. So if you have a marriage partner or a romance partner, or if you find a new romance in the month of March and this person comes from Cancer, be very careful. This person will bring headaches for you. So it's a question of trying to bring the atmosphere of the marriage or the romance as low as possible so that calmness and happiness remains. So be careful of that. Now, who can you form an attachment to which will be very positive with you for you? And let's see what the card says. And this wonderful card, the Ace of Wands. So my mind goes to somebody from Leo. Somebody from Leo. Could it be the ongoing romance partner, the ongoing marriage partner, or the new romance partner you find? If that happens to come from Leo, it's going to be a wonderful bonding. And by all means, train your guns on somebody that you want from Leo. And if somebody from Leo is interested in you, I would find that very positive in many ways. Well, that's my advice for you for the month of March. I have a 90-minute session in which I will talk to you about your next 7, 8 or 9 years based on your date of birth, time of birth, and looking at your palms. I'll give you your personal lucky lottery numbers, your lucky colors, your lucky days, your lucky gemstones, your lucky directions. A lot of information to get your month of March perfectly the best for you in areas of romance and marriage. But I will also talk to you about your job, business areas in this 90 minutes, which will cost you USD 50. And your health, I will talk to you about detail. It's going to be a fascinating experience to get this 90 minutes from me. So send me an email, andyhoro9, ANDIHORO, the number 9, and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, thank you and good luck.